there he is. There's the illegal brother-in-law. Turn that down. I want to talk to Joe. All right, I'll turn it down so you can talk to Joe.
Hang on.
Hey, Joe.
What's up?
So I guess Bubba Dudley's a big fan of yours, huh? Yeah. So anyone who doesn't know, if you don't catch Busted Open on Sirius XM, Fight Nation Channel 156, Bully Ray was on there this morning talking about who he thought should win the Owen Hart Cup tournament in AEW to get a shot at the world champion. And we'll get to who that world champion is in just a minute in case you haven't caught up on Forbidden Door for some reason this many hours later. But Bully Ray said it should be Jeff Jarrett. And if you tuned in last night, you know that Joe said it should be Jeff Jarrett. And this big goober next to me said Joe was insane. All right, listen. That is what I said. It's 100% what I said. You laid it out there, and we'll get into this a little bit. Mark, is there anything else you want to say before me and Joe get into this? Why can't I stick around?
Wait. I got something to take both of y'all.
Oh, both of us?
Yeah.
All right.
So,
you sure you want him to hear it?
Yeah, both guys here. You both got here. So,
all right, I'm gonna get closer.
All right. So, due to recent development, I have decided to push it back again. Okay. So
we're pushing back ECW trivia.
No. So I have decided that the week of July 14th will be the ECW trivia, and the week of July 28th will be SummerSlam trivia, due to recent developments. So we pushed it.
All right then. Guess
so we got time.
It's time to study.
Yes, time.
Gives you time to study. I know my stuff. What do you know about ECW? You don't know nothing about ECW, man. Like, how do you? I got Peacock. I watch stuff that ain't the same, man. That's the problem with this generation. They're watching everything on Peacock. They don't know what it's like to watch ECW through some static, trying to squint, figure out who the hell that is. Is that Rick Rude? Is Rick Rude at ECW? Why is Rick Rude there? Yeah. You don't know nothing about that. You probably can't remember because of all the concussion.
Ooh.
That's harsh. That's
cold.
You know what, sir? You're gonna go and you're gonna go take a seat. Okay, that's where you're going. You gotta go have yourself a sit down, my friend.
That's cold.
See, I blame you for that, Joe. I really do. The mentioning of the concussions, that's your fault. Honestly. Yeah, that's one. And everybody's laughing. Everybody's got jokes now. Everybody thinks that shit's funny. That I've had a lot of concussions, but hey, the facts are the facts. I have had quite a few concussions, but irregardless.
Yeah, that's why I feel like today we're gonna be like a crazy topic like it. Let's push it back a little farther. Push it down.
So, all right. So ECW trivia is pushed back, but it will then be followed by SummerSlam trivia.
Yeah.
Bare Knuckle, Anti-Bully, Monsters Are Zero. Everybody in the chat asked me what this shirt is. Go check them out. And Joe's now famous is determination because the crew at Busted Open clearly tunes in for the illegal brother-in-law's opinion. Is the way I'm spinning this story. Maybe it's just a good, a understandable train of thought. I don't know. It's a train of thought that I'm not sure I'm hopping on. I was waiting to get on to Busted Open this morning, and they started dropping that. I'm like, you know what? I'm getting out of this. Like, I'm not sticking around to talk about Jeff Jarrett competing for the AEW world title.
No, okay. I'm gonna tell you why I picked it. It was just because I picked Jarrett to win because that nice little package they did from Wednesday night. It was nice. It was. It had a special vibe to it that felt good, and I just watched it. And I said, Jeff has a solid reason to win more than anybody. It's not about the title. It's about he has a very solid reason to win this tournament, and that's the only reason I went with him.
So everything you're saying is exactly what Bully Ray said on Busted Open. He's
I ain't
got
watched it.
it's not about the title, it's about the story. And no one's got a better story for wanting to win the Owen Hart Cup tournament than Jeff Jarrett. Because not only was Jeff his friend, Jeff also had to cut a promo immediately following Owen's death. Now, what I don't know is, I don't know if they were aware that he was dead, but after the accident, Jeff Jarrett had to cut a promo.
Yeah.
I get it. I get the story. I do. And I'm contrary to what some people may label me as, I'm not just I'm not just all about the matches and technical wrestling and submissions and suplexes. I do love that stuff. Don't let my catch wrestling background and my shoot fighting background totally speak for my love and appreciation of professional wrestling, because I also love a great story. I love being told a story, all of that. So I'm not one of these spot fest AEW diehards, as some people have tried to label me being. I'm not that. Is Jeff Jarrett's story good? That's yeah. It's a good. Could be heartwarming. Absolutely, absolutely could be. It can also be heartbreaking, though. It could. It's because when you mentioned it last night,
I was crazy.
I thought to myself, Joe is insane and he's lost his damn mind. And I'm just going to put that out there. And I thought, how do you give me Jeff Jarrett believably competing for the AEW World title as a heel? You're going to put Jeff out there, he's going to get booed to the end of the earth. And my opinion of that actually agree with Bully Ray, in that the AEW diehards, their fan base, which I've said before is a detriment to the company at times, would reject this idea like no other. They're going to boo him all over the place. It's just going to be it's going to be not great.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of the story. And then Bubba, I can't call him Bully. I tried.
Yeah, nobody can. It's okay.
Yeah. And then he pitched that, no, Jeff Jarrett wouldn't be the heel. You would have to make Jeff Jarrett be the face. And how the hell do you make Jeff Jarrett the babyface in that situation? Now, whenever you pitched it pre-Forbidden Door. So for anyone who hasn't caught up on Forbidden Door, spoiler alert. Spoilers ahead. We're going to talk about this show in no particular order. We are going to give away who won matches. So if you haven't seen it and you don't let this shit spoil for you on Monday, because it happened on Sunday, mute the show. Don't turn it off. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell. Just mute this shit. Let us get the views. Let us get the watch time. Don't be a dick, all right? Anyway. Well, sorry, censored. I don't know. What am I supposed to do here? I don't know. Anyway. Swerve Strickland wins at Forbidden Door. When we talked about this, there was still the chance that it was going to be Will Ospreay.
Mm-hmm.
We weren't sure. We both thought, we both didn't think Swerve should lose, but man, there was a possibility. We'll talk about that match in a minute. Swerve Strickland being the champion and the guy that Jeff Jarrett could potentially face becomes something kind of different because Swerve isn't necessarily a babyface. I would argue he's not at all a babyface. He's still a heel. And he's able to do these dastardly, dirty, heel, evil things that could get Jeff Jarrett some sympathy. Bubba Ray pitched that you have another vignette of Jeff Jarrett, possibly at Owen's grave, or at least at a grave site, to give you the impression he's at Owen's grave. And Swerve shows up and tells him, your dead friend can't help you. I think you probably go even further, and you have Swerve talk a little bit of shit about Owen. Nothing too indicatively evil, but just a little bit.
A little bit.
You know, that he wasn't the best heart. Something along those lines.
Okay. Yeah,
nothing too terrible. I don't want Swerve to have so much heel heat. There's no coming back ever, but a little bit. And then Bubba didn't say this, but this is the thing I would do: is I would have Swerve beat the shit out of Jeff Jarrett at the grave, because you got to get the sympathy, right?
Yeah, give him sympathy. Yeah.
Got to get him sympathy. I could see that working. With that said, kudos to you, Jeff. Kudos to you, because I thought it was completely insane last night. I'll be honest, I still think it's insane today. But not as completely insane as I thought it was last night whenever you pitched the idea that Jeff Jarrett should win the Owen Hart Tournament and go on to compete for the AEW Championship. It could work, man. You and Bubba Ray, you guys got some ideas there for that.
I had another idea in it. Let's just say he did win the tournament. He managed to win the tournament. Respectfully, he won for his friend. But what if they pulled like a little Edge twist into it? How Edge and The Miz both won Money in the Bank, the second one, but they never participated in it. What if somebody challenged Jeff Jarrett for that spot, but he still wins the tournament? He challenged somebody.
Oh, so you're going to dusty this thing up and have Jarrett win, but not actually have him compete?
Win the tournament, but not actually go for the title, yes.
So,
it'll be more
would you have Jeff Jarrett wins, but he puts that title shot up against Will Ospreay, and we run this thing back at Wembley?
Well, whoever decides to challenge him, that's what I think should happen. I feel it's better for him to win the tournament and live for the legacy of Owen. But if he goes on, there might be a plot twist where somebody challenges him for that spot.
I mean, I could see that for sure. I could definitely see that.
Because that's what I thought about last night after I got off. But then when you brought that up this morning, I thought you were joking. I really thought you was joking.
Nah, man, I was in the office. I'm listening. I was on hold to join Busted Open this morning, and I had already talked to the producer. I was on deck, and they're going on about that. I'm like, you know what? I don't want to have this conversation with Dave and Bubba. I want to circle back and have this conversation with Joe tonight. So I don't know which producer I had on, but I'm like, you know what? No, I'm not going to be on. Like, just take me out of the queue because I want to talk about Jeff Jarrett with Joe. I don't want to talk with Bubba. I don't want to talk with Dave. I'll give you guys a call back tomorrow. I don't know. I want to savor this moment. But one of the things Bubba said was that, Wednesday night, Jarrett has his Owen Hart Tournament match, and he has the wild card. And he suggested if we're not going to run it, Jarrett winning, maybe Will Ospreay wins. Maybe Will Ospreay's the wild card. Right? I'm like, yeah, man. I personally would not like that. I don't think Will Ospreay should face anyone for the world title at Wembley this year. His pitch was, let's get Will Ospreay and Bryan Danielson to the finals of the Owen Hart Tournament. And this being Danielson, hey, if I don't win, it's a wrap. I'm done. And then the story becomes, would Will Ospreay be willing to pull the trigger and send Bryan Danielson packing into retirement? And this could be the story of Tiger Driver. It could be the story of him putting Bryan Danielson out the pasture. It could be Shawn Michaels' Ric Flair.
Yeah.
And I get where he's going. I do, and it's not that it's a bad story. I don't think it's a bad story. But I don't think Will Ospreay should be AEW World Champion yet. I just don't think it's not. Now, since Busted Open this morning, I don't know if you've seen it. I posted it already, but this Wednesday on Dynamite is Beach Break, presented by Discovery Shark Week, and Will Ospreay has a match already.
Oh.
But they didn't change anything up. Him and Danny Garcia are having their match.
Oh, yeah.
So we still have wild card for Jeff Jarrett. So I don't think Will is facing Jeff Jarrett. Could be Hanger. Could be Hangman.
Or could...
We will revisit this conversation, of course, on Wednesday. But we also got another match announced, which AEW, Forbidden Door was fantastic. Great card. But sneak peek. Danielson versus Pac this Wednesday.
Ooh.
Right? That's what I said. I said, ooh.
Damn.
I said, ooh.
Damn.
Yeah.
I kind of went back.
But let's unpack Forbidden Door a little bit, Joe.
Okay.
Which, by the way, your opinion did get some support in the comments on our Instagram. So everyone check us out live on Instagram right now. Make sure you are following us and get in the conversation. Some folks thought that story with Jeff Jarrett could be a great story to tell. But Forbidden Door, how do you? What would you rate that card overall? What would you call it?
I'd give it good solid. I'd give it good solid 8. Solid 8.
8 coffees out of 10?
8 coffees out of 10.
What stood out for you? What was your match of the night? What was anything shocking for you? That main event was great, right?
Yeah, and what else was it? Second. Will Ospreay, God, it's right there. Danielson and what's his name?
Shingo.
There we go.
Shingo Takagi.
Yeah,
Bryan Danielson and Shingo Takagi was a great match. That was a really enjoyable. I thought the whole card was great. 8 out of 10, man. I think I'm in agreement with that. I could even go 9. There weren't a lot of holes in that show at all. And then Jericho put Hook over.
That was shocking.
Yeah. That match with Jeff Cobb is a monster. Like, Jeff Cobb is nasty. MJF and Hecacero, good match, fun match. Whenever that happened early in the show, I thought, man, MJF's going to interfere in this main event. And then MJF doesn't interfere in the main event. Don Callis comes out, which I wouldn't count what Don Callis did as interference. A bunch of people online, they overbooked it. They overbooked the finish. Callis didn't get to interfere. And it's worth a mention. I always forget that Will Ospreay is even involved with Don Callis' family. That shit slips my mind constantly.
They really got. Only thing I can say is that he turned them down, that he wouldn't join the family. That's the only thing he got with him.
Yeah. I hate Don Callis. I really, really do. It's not even. I don't hate his heel work. I just don't like him on my TV.
I don't think anybody
does. It's not good TV. It's as bad as Dan Lambert on AEW.
But you got to think about
maybe not as bad. Maybe I'm being dramatic. It sucks. But
you got to think about it. Don Callis is probably the only person that could be in anybody's storyline with no apparent reason and still make heat out of it. He could jump in anybody's storyline and be heat.
Am I the only one who doesn't think it's good heat? Is it just a me problem?
Probably so. Yeah.
Huh. I mean, that's believable. Orange Cassidy, Zack Sabre Jr.
Now that was good too. That was good too.
Stellar match, man. I hope Zack Sabre Jr. comes to AEW full time.
I think he will.
You don't think so?
I think he will. I think he will. Contract about.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of good matches for him. I think he cares about being with a pro wrestling company.
Yeah, I think he cares about being home with family more too. So hey, I give it to him.
The Elite versus the Acclaim and Hiroshi Tanahashi.
Hey, I was saying we called him bitch 7 times last night. So hey,
did you count? Did you count how many times they called them bitches?
No, they said more when I watched you.
Oh, I'm gonna say, did you actually count that? Man, that match was fun. I'm glad the finish was Okada pinning Tanahashi. I thought that was a good way to do that. Billy Gunn making the save at the end. That was good. Whenever Billy Gunn came out, I really thought we were getting Hangman.
Okay.
Like, I thought Hangers was going to return. That just was not the case.
I think Hangman is taking his time off, or maybe he had some surgery that nobody don't know about. He just taking to recuperate. I don't know.
I think he did have an injury. I'm not sure what it was, but I think there was an injury for Hangman. But I really thought, whenever Billy Gunn came out and made the save, like, okay, this is where they're going to bring in Hangman. They're not going to save him for the main event. They're going to bring him out here because, let's just align with the Elite out the gate whenever upon his returns. That way he doesn't, no chance of him getting the response of a babyface. TNT ladder match. Holy shit.
Ooh.
Holy shit. We called it. Jack Perry was going to win it. But my God, what a train wreck.
That's the whole point of a ladder match. You gotta,
dude, I know. Jesus.
You gotta do some crazy stuff, and you gotta sacrifice to make your name an impact.
Man, Leo Rush is special. What a special talent Leo Rush is. Like, nobody moves like Leo. Like, nobody moves like Leo Rush.
In that match, no, he went fast. Ooh,
But not even just in that match, man. I just can't. I mean, I don't know. Leo Rush is special, and I hope they sign him. I know last night I said maybe they shouldn't sign him, so he keep doing the Blackheart Leo Rush on the Indies. Man, maybe we can find a way to make that character happen in AEW. I don't know. I don't know how, but man, Leo Rush is just so damn good.
talk to TK.
So damn good.
Message TK and say, can he do the Blackheart character?
What if in AEW Leo Rush was able to be two characters? What if he was able to just be Leo Rush and be Blackheart on the same program? As if we just have a demented version of Leo Rush on the show. So Tony Khan can use him as just Leo Rush whenever he needs it. Yeah, he did do Blackheart with Dante. That was a GCW show, I think. Can't remember what show that was. But what if we could he could book Blackheart Leo Rush and Leo Rush separately? Kind of like Mankind and Dude Love and Cactus shit. Like, what if we could get split personalities for Leo Rush in AEW? So he could use him naturally, but we could also still have a supernatural version happening on the same show.
So
not necessarily all in 1 week, but 1 week maybe we get Leo, 1 week we get Blackheart.
Or how about the Blackheart just comes out when someone really pisses him off when you break the fight?
Maybe. Yeah, they could do it like how they did Joey Janela. Yeah.
That too.
I just feel like there's options, man. There's a spot for Leo Rush to be on our TV every single week. What if on Dynamite he's Leo Rush and on Collision he's Blackheart?
I mean, that could work.
Right? We get the same guy doing two characters on two different shows. Gets two action figures. 2 lines of merch. Shit, I think I'm onto something.
But then you got to think about it. Which character would everybody want the most? The Blackheart or Leo?
Well, it depends. So, historically, supernatural and spooky doesn't click with AEW. The fan base doesn't really resonate with it. Broken Matt Hardy didn't work. Folks were very anti-Dark Order initially with all the henchmen and all that. Abaddon is a struggle. So they may not be too welcoming to Blackheart Leo Rush. But if he's exclusive to the lower tiered show.
So that would mean he'll face in probably the House of Black. Or who else on Saturday?
Maybe you have regular Leo Rush be on Collision to not have the contradictory with the House of Black spookiness. So Blackheart Leo Rush, our spooky character for Dynamite, who got House of Black remain being satanic on Saturday night. And regular Leo Rush is there. Then eventually, that's your story on Saturday night. The House of Black wants Leo Rush to be Blackheart Leo Rush on Collision. Maybe?
That all depends on one thing. That all depends if the two members of the House of Black stay.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
Malachi Black's contract's not up until the end of 2025.
Oh, I thought it was up to this year.
Right? I don't think so. I think it's the end of 2025. I don't know what Buddy Murphy's contract's like. What do you do with it? I don't know. I'm a huge fan of both those guys. Wherever they go, I'm gonna watch them. But I don't know, man. They weren't used right in WWE.
I'm just saying.
I mean, I guess Buddy was 205's best kept secret, but that's not a huge thing. I mean,
No,
I don't know.
I think in
I
general,
think
they
there's an
should stay.
opportunity to expand the House of Black.
Uh,
Let it grow.
the House of Black is fine with the 3. It's fine with just 3.
I think it would be great for them to bring in Dark STG. I think Dark STG would be a great addition to the House of Black. I think it makes sense. He's a monster. I think he would. I think he'd work. His style would work with the group. But I also think they should book Brody as a killer, and he should be pushed to higher up the card.
I think Brody got his time coming. I think Brody's gonna be next year. Next year is Brody's year.
They should have done it while Buddy and Malachi were away.
They should have, but it just wouldn't be right without the 2 by side. He gonna need the 2 by side.
They got comments coming in. People thinking Buddy and Malachi have at least a year or 2 left of their contract. And I think with the injuries that they're at the time off they were both given, there's going to be extensions thrown on there. Tony's definitely going to exercise the extension on those guys. He's not just going to let them go wander into free agent territory to go back to WWE. Joe, were you surprised last night at the response Mercedes got?
No,
She got booed, man.
I know. I'm not surprised because
And then Britt Baker came back
I'm more happy about
to
that.
a big pop.
I'm more happy about that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, they are making Mercedes like she is the best female wrestler ever of 2020. That nobody is on her level. But in reality, she's good, but she's not the best.
I mean, I don't think her character works in AEW because she was in WWE. I think it becomes that braggadocious thing that doesn't click with the AEW fan base of I'm the best, I'm the CEO, I'm all this, I have all this money, I got the big contract, I have creative control. She's Hulk Hogan. Of course they're going to boo her. She's a heel.
Yeah. And plus, she just.
Who cuts a terrible promo.
But I did it for you fans. I came back. Wrestling is in my blood.
I think AEW's got a serious problem on their hands right now. Her getting booed like that with the reaction that Britt got, and clearly we're going to work that program of Britt Baker versus Mercedes Moné, or Money, however you say his last name. And Mercedes is going to have a promo opposite of Britt Baker without writers.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to get eviscerated. It's going to, like, Mercedes on the mic is awful.
I know. But the only reason why she got booed is because everybody knew she was going to win, no matter which way you look at it.
You think that's why she was booed?
Yeah. Look at all the matches we done had so far. She won.
It was clear that she was going to win. We definitely called that. They were going to have her with 2 belts.
Yeah.
I think she was booed because, they booed Saraya whenever she came in from WWE and talked about everything she did in WWE. I think had Claudio come in and talk about his time in WWE as if that was the biggest feather in his cap, I think he would have been booed. Mox was cheered because he came in and he shit on WWE. Punk shit on WWE upon his rival was cheered for it. Like, the diehard AEW fan base is very toxic and very anti-WWE. So whenever you have a talent come in and all they talk about is their time there and say they will probably go back someday, that's heel work. That's not. She's not a baby face. She's not gonna be.
No.
And we got comments coming in that Britt Baker's gonna cook her in a promo. And it's true, AEW does have a lot of talent they haven't used. But here's a great thing about AEW. That's a criticism they always get. They sign people and they don't use them. Their top stars get injured, and they still put on the best pay-per-views. Bell to bell, pay-per-view and AEW's right there, generally a little bit better than a premium live event from WWE, and they can do it without their top people. Because their roster is so deep with such talented wrestlers that MJF was gone for 6 months, 7 months. And every pay-per-view was still a killer. No MJF, no Adam Cole, no Kenny Omega, no Hangman. Missing all pillars, the legit main event pillars. And then you even have the mid-card pillars. Sammy's been gone. Darby got hurt. Jack Perry was gone. All you had was Orange. As far as those mid-card pillars, the people who were going to be the future, they were all gone. And AEW was still cooking. So that argument, even though I see where people feel that way, I think it's not fair. Because I think they still put on great shows even without utilizing all their talent every single week. Because that's how you have a bench of people who are healthy whenever the people you've been working get hurt. Then IWGP World Heavyweight Championship, Naito versus Mox. So we both said that IWGP title should go back to Japan.
It should.
People are criticizing Naito a lot today.
What I mean?
People feel like he phoned that match in. People feel like he didn't give it his all. People got opinions. Look, man, I'll give you mine. You can tell me yours. Naito's not a young man.
That's it. He's old. He's old. He can't do nothing.
Old. He's in the offices now. He's not conditioned like he once was, and he's been through the ringer. I thought that match was good. It honestly surpassed my expectations because I don't expect to see the Naito of 2014. It's been a decade. He's not that. He can't be that. He can't be 10 years younger. He's not on the New York secret sauce.
Yeah.
That's just the reality.
He's like a 40-year-old with a 60-year-old body. Can't do nothing.
Yeah.
But he still put on a good show for his age. I can give him credit for that. He still put it on good, but he wasn't fast. He did the moves all right. He did everything perfect. It just...
Yes, there was nothing that looked risky. There was nothing... I didn't think it was bad. I didn't feel like it was phoned in. I felt like it was performed as good as he was going to perform it.
Yeah. By the time you get this up to everybody, he can't do things no more. He can't. That's all.
It's not like he was all jacked up on Build-A Bear gummies. Just, what was your opinion of the main event? We will talk about the future of the AEW World Championship on Wednesday, but just how did that main event live up to your expectations? Did it surpass them? What are your thoughts on the main event? Forbidden Door.
This is my thoughts on it. Before I tell you my opinion, I'm starting to see how they are treating Swerve now. I'm starting to see it now. Now, just hear me out for 1 second. This is what they're doing to Swerve. They'll have Swerve on TV looking like a coward, weak, get beat up, chewed to the side and everything. But when he's on that pay-per-view, he's a star. He's a monster. He's at it. He's kicking butt.
Yeah. It's interesting that they will present Swerve not as the main event week to week, but then you throw him in the main event of a pay-per-view, and it's an unbelievable match. Him and Will Ospreay, which, I don't know. Will Ospreay could have an unbelievable match with Mark the Monster over here. But I think the same thing about Swerve. That match was really, really, really good. And I hope that, I hope that Swerve does get treated week in and week out as the main event guy moving forward until we pull that belt off of him, which I don't think should happen until Wembley. If it happens at Wembley, maybe Swerve's the guy who retires Danielson. I don't know. Not how I book it, but
I don't know.
I don't know. It's up in the air.
The match was good, except there was a couple times I thought Swerve was going to lose. I ain't going to lie. There's a couple spots.
There were some close ones.
There were, but I don't know how he kicked out of it. That's all I can say. He kicked out of it. So I'm not good for that. But then, at the end, when he pinned them clean, no help. He pinned them clean.
Yeah. Talk a little bit about Raw. Don't have a lot of information for Raw's show tonight. We do have some Money in the Bank qualifiers. Both are triple threats.
Triple threat.
So we got Zoe Stark, Dakota Kai, and Niall in a triple threat. I don't even have an opinion of who's going to win that. I couldn't care any less, to be honest with you.
I can take that.
You got an opinion of who's moving on in those out of those three? The Money in the Bank.
Starks.
Start. Then it's Lena Vega versus Liv Morgan for the women's championship.
Oh yeah, that's right. She is. Oh, Liv gonna keep the belt.
Right. That's a given. I guess the real question there is at what does Judgment Day assist her? Is the question. Do they return the favor? I would imagine so.
Dirty Dom.
Well, speaking of Dirty Dom, I guess Dirty Dom is cleared to wrestle because Dirty Dom is facing Rey Mysterio tonight on Raw.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. That's a father versus son match.
And I would imagine this is going to end in a DQ or no contest, something along those lines. Then we have another Money in the Bank qualifier, triple threat.
Ooh, that's one.
Ilya Dragunov versus Sheamus versus Drew.
Ooh. That's a toughie.
CM Punk tossing Drew this? Or is Drew going to go on to Money in the Bank?
I would say I think Dragunov should win. Really, Dragunov should win.
I think so too.
But I think
But
let's just say Drew wins, but Punk interferes with Money in the Bank, costing the Money in the Bank.
So I was thinking it's probably the route they will go, but damn, that's predictable, right? That is like really predictable. If CM Punk were to interfere tonight and keep Drew from even getting into Money in the Bank, that's actually less predictable than him interfering at Money in the Bank. And it gives us the opportunity for somebody else to be in Money in the Bank because Drew shouldn't be in the world title picture. That time has passed. If the rest of his year should be focused on CM Punk. We can explore this next year. It'll be here before we know it, but right now, I don't see. Drew's 2024 is CM Punk. He's touched the title for 5 minutes. Let's not even pretend we're going to put him back in the mix. Punk should interfere tonight.
All right, tonight. You go tonight. All right.
I'm taking tonight. Well, I'm saying it should happen. I don't think it will. I think they will probably have Drew win this and do what you're thinking. But I think the better story is Punk interferes tonight, Dragunov wins.
I mean, I don't think he probably do tonight, but they did do it right. They'll play Punk theme music. Then he gonna come out, and then let's just say Sheamus bro kick him, and then Dragunov does the finisher on Sheamus.
Yeah, yeah, I can see that. I hope that's what happens. Like, Punk doesn't have to be there. His music could just hit and distract Drew.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's the story. If we played Punk's music, blah, 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 blah. A big, angry Scottish guy. Those are the only matches that I've seen announced for Raw tonight. I'm sure Judgment Day will defend the tag titles against someone. But this is how we wrap the show up on Monday, Joe.
Mm-hmm.
What time does the bell ring for the first match on Monday Night Raw?
I'm gonna say that they really ain't got nothing going on tonight. 8:06.
What?
I'm going early. I'm going early bird. 8:06. Early bird. They ain't really got nothing going on.
I'm gonna go with 8:18.
Okay, 18. I'm doing the early bird. 8:06 sounds reasonable tonight. 8:06.
I wrote it down this time. We'll see if I remember to not erase that. We can look back on Wednesday and see how we did. For Wednesday, we will preview AEW Dynamite. Joe will recap NXT because he's in charge of watching NXT live. I may catch some information about it to at least be able to give some feedback. Otherwise, Joe's just going to tell us a lovely story about what happened on Tuesday night on NXT.
No,
Joe, any famous last words for the illegal brother-in-law who apparently, Bubba Ray Dudley, is your biggest fan?
all I can say is this. I just thought of a crazy idea. I didn't think it was going to come be this popular overnight, less than 10 hours.
Yeah.
So,
who knows, man? Maybe Jeff Jarrett goes on to main event Wembley. I don't think so. But you and Bubba like the idea. A lot of our fans reached out. They liked the idea, which shocked me. But I don't think the problem is that Jeff Jarrett is not a believable contender for the AEW World title. And that's the problem.
mm-hmm.
Who knows? Maybe my opinion changes by Wednesday, but thank you, everyone who checked us out live on Instagram. If you missed us live on Instagram, you're checking us out Spotify, YouTube, Rumble, wherever. We appreciate you checking us out there. You should really give us a follow on Instagram, though. That's where you get to see all the good shit, because at this point, if you're catching us somewhere else, I probably had to edit out the beginning of this with Mark the Monster because of the music popping in, and I don't want to get in trouble with YouTube or Spotify. So, Instagram, you can catch everything. You can catch Mark, shouting out all of our sponsors, his escapades, and it's a good time.
All right.
But until Wednesday night, guys, thank you. Have a great day. Enjoy the weather if it's nice where you are, and enjoy Raw tonight. We'll see you on the next one. We're out.
See ya.